Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome dear students. I am Ghulam Mustafa, subject specialist in English at Divisional Public School and Inter College Sahiwal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome dear students. I hope you are fine. Today we are going to learn the lesson The Silver Lining, unit number 3, Oxford Modern English, page number 23. You have already learnt page number 21 and 22. Today we'll read and explain page number 23. Today's learning objectives are: by the end of working on the unit, you will be able to relate the previous learning of pages 21-22 with page 23. Number 2, read page number 23 with accuracy and fluency. Next, explain each and every paragraph of page number 23. Next is tell the meaning of difficult words, and at the end recapitulate page number 23. Contents of today's lesson are linking the new learning with the previous one. Next, there will be the reinforcement of the theme. Next, there will be the reading and explanation of page number 23. At number 4, there is the recapitulation. Number 5, there will be the assessment of learning of page number 23, and then you will be given homework. At first, the title of the lesson is a very inspiring one. The title of the lesson is The Silver Lining. This is taken from the famous proverb, every cloud has a silver lining. The silver lining was a phrase used by John Milton, a great English poet. Now you have learnt from page number 21 and 23 that the Ahads are running a good paying guest house. Their business is going fine, but they have a great problem which they are unable to solve. They have a daughter, namely Maheen, who is deaf and dumb. The writer visits the Ahad guest house and gets involved in this situation. What is the theme of The Silver Lining? The theme is: there is always a ray of hope in every trouble, so we should not be hopeless. We must keep in mind that God will give a solution to each and every problem. The main events of page number 23 are: we learn more about the painful experiences of the Ahads and their daughter whenever a new guest arrives the Ahad guest house. Then we will come to know that there was no proper schooling for a disabled child like Maheen. Then there will be the writer's suggestion of presenting a chit to the new guests about Maheen's condition. Then there will be about the relief felt by Maheen and her parents as the effect of the chit. And at the end, very important event, there will be the arrival of a strange looking guest. Now we will read and explain page number 23 paragraph wise. I'll read paragraph number 1. You will be very attentive in this activity. You will learn accuracy and fluency of reading page number 23. And every time it would result in the child silently smiling, sighing and withdrawing, leaving looks of agony on the faces of her parents. Often it would lead to lengthy explanations as to how the calamity had come about, for many of the inquisitive visitors like to know if it was from birth or the result of an accident, whether anyone else in the family suffered from a similar disability, if any treatment was being given. As far the explanation of paragraph number 1 is concerned, the trouble of parents and their daughter is told. The Ahads had to tell about Mahin's disability in detail almost every day. It was very painful for the Ahad family. In this para, the word agony in line number 2 means deep pain. Paragraph number 2. The queries were answered by the parents haltingly and with obvious anguish. What struck me as the worst part of the situation was that the girl would be often gravely looking on, her eyes aghast with horror and self-pity, aware that she was the topic of discussion. She had no other pastime than to run around the house or play with the servants. She did not go to school as there was none there to cater for her needs. They had tried to teach her at home, but without success. She could only hear faintly without feeling much when one shouted close to her ears, and she could speak nothing except utter animal-like cries of happiness and sorrow, or say crudely such words as ma, ma, or uncle. All her other communications were confined to gestures with her hands, which brought a fleeting sensation of torture to her whole being when one failed to follow what she was saying. In paragraph number 2, there is more detail about the painful experiences of the Ahad family. Especially Mahin felt deep pain as she knew that she was the topic of discussion. Her parents tried to educate her, but they could not be successful. In those days, there was no proper school for children like Mahin. Moreover, Mahin felt tortured when one could not understand what she was saying. In this para, the word gravely at line number 2 means seriously, and the word fleeting in second line means passing rapidly. Paragraph number 3. To save the child from such repeated humiliation, I one day suggested something to the Ahads, which the parents, after some trepidation, agreed to try. We decided to have bits of paper typed and to hand over one of these chits duly sealed in a cover to every new visitor as soon as he entered the guest house. The chit of the text ran: Our daughter is deaf and dumb. You may hurt her by trying to be friendly too soon, as she can neither understand nor reply to your kind words. You are requested to please give her time to approach you and make your acquaintance. Thank you. In this important paragraph, the writer gives the suggestion to compose a chit for the new guests to spare the child from painful experience. The word humiliation in line number 1 means lowering of self-respect. Paragraph number 4. A line to the effect that they might be spared questions about her was removed by Mrs. Ahad, and on the plea that it would not be compatible with her spirit of hospitality. As it was, she felt the note was not a very kind one to be given to people who were going to make her guest house their temporary home, but she gave consent to save the girl the untold misery and helplessness she experienced every time a stranger approached her. In this paragraph, the Ahads agreed to the idea of the chit, but with some caution, that they would keep the spirit of hospitality. The word compatible in line number 2 means suited to. Paragraph number 5. The ruse worked well, even beyond our expectation. Though a few sympathetic questions were put to the parents, the poor child was spared. Later, the girl herself slowly became intimate with many of the guests. The Ahads felt relieved and thought that at least one of their problems was temporarily solved, but they had a strange visitor one day. In this paragraph, it is told that the chit worked wonders. The Ahads, especially Maheen, was spared from painful questions. As a result, Maheen became friendly with many guests, but it was a temporary solution. Maheen's education was a big concern for the Ahads. The ruse in first line means the scheme or method. The last paragraph of page number 23, paragraph number 6. It was late in the afternoon and I was talking to the landlord about some packed lunch that I needed the next day. I was planning a short excursion by myself to a group of caves nearby. The landlord was in a hurry, arranging things for a new guest who had booked a room for the season and was supposed to be moving in any moment, arriving by the mail train. And sure enough, soon a young man came in, a porter carrying his luggage. He was barely 25, clad in an ill-fitting tweed suit with drooping shoulders and wide trouser bottoms. In this paragraph, there is a very important turn in the story. When the writer was managing for his short trip in a nearby area, a strange-looking guest comes. This is the person who will prove to be the silver lining for the Ahad family. He will make Maheen his first student. The word excursion in line number 2 means a trip. Now we will recapitulate page number 23. By studying page number 23, we come to know that the story takes important turns. At first, we are told that it was a very painful experience of both parents and their daughter to be inquired about Maheen's disability. Moreover, there was no proper schooling for Maheen, which worried her parents much. As a temporary solution for the Ahads, the writer offered the idea of composing a chit about Maheen's condition to be given to the new arrivals. This device did well. However, it only spared the Ahads of painful inquiries, but the actual problem of Maheen's education remained there. A strange visitor comes will ultimately prove to be the silver lining for the Ahads. Now there is an assessment of learning of the silver lining, page number 23. Its solution will be shared in class WhatsApp group. Question number 1 is the question about Maheen's disability dash her parents much. There are 4 options. Question number 2, when a person failed to understand what Maheen was saying, she felt dash. For this there are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 3, the idea of chits for the visitors about Maheen's disease was offered by. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 4, the chit about Maheen's condition was a dash solution. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 5, after some trepidation, the Ahads agreed to try. Trepidation means dash. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Its solution will be shared in class WhatsApp groups. Now homework for you. After watching and learning from the lecture, read page number 23 Oxford Modern English carefully and write the answers to the given questions in your notebooks neatly. References of paragraphs are given for your help. Question number 1 is, what was Maheen's reaction when she felt that she was the topic of discussion? Question number 2, why did Maheen not go to school? Question number 3, why did the Ahads agree to the idea of the chit? Number 4, what was not according to the spirit of hospitality in the eyes of Mrs. Ahad? Number 5, what was the advantage of the chit for Maheen? Number 6, describe the appearance of the strange visitor. Okay, dear students, it is the end of the lesson. God be with you. Best of luck. Allah Hafiz.